many of you see other people show up, see the leaders show up, you look at them and you're like, how do they have that confidence, that belief? How do they know how to show up, what to say? Have any of you guys ever felt like that? Yeah, I sure did. When I first started, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna change the world. I clicked enroll, I'm like, oh Lordy, overwhelmed, paralysis, all the things. So, once I understood this simple mindset hack, it totally changed the game. So I'm gonna take you through this, but first, we're gonna have a science lesson. So let me put on my lab coat. Welcome to Savvy Science 101. I want to know, how many of you here have heard of the reticular activating system? Yes, a lot of you. It's so powerful. So, or I'm going to call it the RAS for short. And it's the phenomenon behind, say that you're car shopping and you're deliberating, like, I don't know what car I'm going to get. And then you finally land, so you're going to get a Subaru. And then you're driving down the road and you're like, what the heck? There's a Subaru, everyone drives a Subaru. That's your reticular activating system. Basically what it is, it's a bundle of nerves in your brain, and it's a filter or a guard that subconsciously blocks certain thoughts and feeds you information or evidence that it thinks is important to you. And it's crazy because it's the science behind our thoughts and our beliefs that create our reality. Our thoughts and our beliefs carve out neural pathways in our brain, which is wild. So when you tell yourself, and we all have these thoughts are totally normal, but when you tell yourself, I have no idea what I'm doing, I don't have what it takes, I'm not going to be successful, you're telling your brain to look for that information and that evidence, and your brain is going to feed that to you, and it's going to subconsciously block anything that would indicate otherwise. So I want us all to just be aware when you feel that, when you have that, and it's totally normal, we all have that, to just become aware and then flip the script. I got this, I'm a leader, I'm going to be successful. And so there's a certain thing, it's called the have, do, be mindset. And that's like, say you look at Christy Hardy, and you're like, gosh, when I reach that level of success, surely I'm gonna have the confidence to show up and to do what she does. I'm gonna be that person. And then you're stuck and you're waiting. So right now, I'm gonna take you through a little exercise. I want you to close your eyes and I'm gonna walk you through some prompts, and I want you to visualize, kind of going off what everyone else has talked about, so close your eyes. In your dream world, what would savvy look like for you? What would it feel like? What would your vibe be? What would your energy be like? What would it look like for the woman that you work with, the women that are on your team? Like, feel it. Your energy, your vibe. Would you have this massive team? What would the sisterhood look like? Because starting today, this is your reality. That's who you are. We're gonna flip the have, do, be mindset. You guys can open your eyes now. But we're gonna flip it from have, do, be, where you're waiting. Once I reach this level, then I'll start doing those things. You're gonna start doing those things now, today. So let me just make sure. Okay, you guys, this is like seriously the coolest part. We just talked about making new connections. How you show up today, that's their first impression of you. They don't know any differently. So when you're stepping into your power and doing the things that in your dream savvy world, how it would look, you're gonna be like, dang, this person's amazing. I wanna be part of that. It's so powerful. And also, when you step outside of your comfort zone and you're doing things, do not mistake inauthenticity for discomfort. What you're doing and stepping into this person that you know you are and you're meant to be, it's gonna feel uncomfortable, you're gonna feel exposed and vulnerable. It's just discomfort. It does not mean that you're being inauthentic. So just remember that. Okay, you guys, this is literally, I shared earlier how I restarted, and this is what I did. I'm gonna tell you guys, if you don't have the belief in yourself yet, you can borrow it. And we talked a little bit about this earlier, but here's what I did. And so I challenge you, if being the person that you know you have to be terrifies you, here's exactly what I did to figure out how to find my own belief. Write down or think of like 3 to 10 leaders, and it doesn't even have to be in Savvy, people that show up online or in person, and think about the energy that they put out and study their content, watch their stories, look at what they post every single day for like 90 days. This is exactly what I did. And don't copy them word for word, but use their energy and their vibe as your inspiration and take action on that inspiration. And if they share something, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like, I so resonate with that. Make it your own, put your own spin on it, and share that too. You can absolutely borrow your belief until you have your own. That's exactly what I did. And within those 90 days, I found my own groove, I found my own confidence. Suddenly I didn't have to watch other people's content. I just stepped into myself, and you can do that too. So I want us to think too, let's think about leaders that we love, whose energy we love. What are some qualities or characteristics that come to mind? I'll throw out a couple, and I want you guys to throw out some too. So I think of consistency, enthusiasm, and just authority or posture. What are some other qualities? Confidence, gratitude, I love that. Charisma, authenticity, joy. Yes. Write all this down. Like, this is who you are starting today. You are that person. You are that leader. The other thing that ties into all of that is, let's all vow right here, right now, to not be influencers. We're not going to be influencers. We're going to be servers. And one of my favorite ways to think about this is your mess to message or your mess to magic, where you're actually going to become an expert in your struggles and your challenges. You're going to lean into them, whether you're going through it right now or it's something you've gone through in the past. That is where your power and your magic lies. That's how you are going to impact and serve people, and that's what's going to get people coming to you. You're going to draw them in like magic. So let's say sticking with an exercise routine is really hard for you. You're actively struggling with it. Google's going to be your best friend. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to navigate your struggles. Lean on Google. Google, what are 3 ways that I can stick with an exercise routine? And then you're going to turn that into value for your audience. Hey guys, sticking with the exercise routine is really hard for me. Here's a couple things I found that help me. Maybe they'll help you too. And really that's it, is the power of serving your audience, giving them value. The more value that you give, the more valuable you are. So I just want you to remember, as you're stepping into who you are, who you know you have to be, right here, right now, we're all going to be that person starting today, it's not about what we get from people, it's about what we can give to people. So just to recap, is we're going to change our have-to-be mindset of thinking once I reach this level of success that finally I'm going to have the confidence to do those things. Right now, we're going to be exactly the person who's in our dream savvy world, who you visualized. That's you today. Don't mistake inauthenticity for discomfort. It's going to feel scary. If you don't have belief in yourself yet, 100%, go borrow it. Go borrow your belief till you find your own. And use your best to magic to serve people.